We do not plan on doing this often for this reason right here. But we did let the bunny out in the garden today just to see what she would do. What are you doing? Strangely, she hasn't eaten anything, but I'm not sure what she's digging for. Hey, what are you digging for? What's in there? Now, this sweet girl was unfortunately kind of abandoned, and she had to fend for herself for quite a while. So she's somewhat feral, and so I'm sure she's probably digging herself a little burrow. But she's also super sweet and chill. So we love her. My shoe just broke. I was just going to show you a couple of things real quick from the last garden tour that I did. You know, I'm kind of a restless soul. That's just what I've decided. My brain is always thinking and pondering and what can I change? What can I do? And so show you a couple things that I did this morning that I think I'm gonna really like, but it was not on my original plan. And I also want to just address something that I've had several people ask me. You know, I'm almost 32 weeks pregnant today. Well, 32 weeks on Wednesday. Today's Monday, and I've had a lot of people ask me, like, how do you have the energy to do this? Like, how are you crawling around in your garden, and how are you doing this? And honestly, like, some days I don't know. But I will tell you what I have discovered, even for myself in this state, is like this morning, I was exhausted. I wasn't feeling good. I was just laying in my bed and thinking it was just gonna be another one of those days. But I was like, man, I wanna go out and see what's going on in the garden. So I made myself get up, get some ice water. And first of all, I just sat with my plants for a couple minutes and just kind of looked at them. And while I was sitting there and looking at them, I had a couple ideas of, you know, I think I'm gonna do this instead of this, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I got out here with my daughter and just started planting some little seedlings that I had left over, and it's like all my energy and vitality just awakened. And yes, I'm still out of breath because I'm pregnant and this baby is squishing my lungs. But I don't know, this vitalizes me. Is that the right word? Energizes me, just being out here. I went from feeling like I had nothing to give at all to feeling like, oh, I could definitely do this for another 15-20 minutes. And now I'm gonna water the whole thing, even though it's sprinkling on me. It's not gonna rain that much. But I don't know, I just wanna say that as an encouragement, because I know there's a lot of people that want a garden. They have this desire to do it. And you know, I'm gonna step under I actually have a canopy up in my yard right now because my husband's getting ready for a camping trip. So I'm gonna go over there while it's raining. But I know that there's people that they want to garden. You have this interest, you have this desire, but some days it feels intimidating. Some days it feels exhausting. Some days you're not exactly sure what the heck you're doing. And I have days like that too, you know. But what I find is it's very much like going to the gym and working out. You get your shoes on, that is the hardest part. Get your garden clothes on, get your shoes on, grab a cup of water and just get out there. And then when you're out there, it's like you're in an oasis and you know, you're creating, and there's just something about being out in nature and being with something that you're doing with your own two hands, and you get to watch it grow and create. And like, man, I grew a tomato, like top of the bucket list. So I'm feeling like a new person, and I've only been out here probably 20 or 30 minutes. So I just wanted to post this for encouragement, and just saying, like, if you're having one of those days, maybe just go out in your garden and just sit in your chair and think and come up with an idea, or just start digging or looking around, and see if that doesn't inspire you and give you energy. It surely does for me, and that's coming from someone who, you know, spends hours in bed from sheer exhaustion. So anyway, let me know what you think. And again, I love seeing what's going on in your gardens. And so please post pictures of what you have growing this year, even if you haven't started, what you plan on growing, or what's coming up in your, I always say, in your neck of the woods. Okay, see, I'm a goober. I forgot to show you what, what it was I did. Oh man. My husband said to me the other day, he goes, can you try to remember something? Like, nope. I try every day and I am not successful at it. Okay, let me show you what I did. So I had these gargantuan celery plants that grew back from last year, and they're just, I mean, they're about to flower, and I could let them flower and save the seeds. Absolutely could do that. See, there's the flowers right there. And I think I am gonna let this one go to seed. There's not really celery on here per se that we can eat. So as far as like, I mean, actually I probably could harvest this and try it, but it feels pretty tough. So there were like 3 or 4 of these right here. And so what I decided to do was I still have some really great seedlings that I was planning on selling or giving away, and I haven't had any takers on them. And I reminded myself this morning when I was looking at my tomatilla plant that tomatillas really need to be planted in 2s because they cross-pollinate. They have to pollinate each other. And so that dawned on me, and I only had 1 tomatilla planted. So I was looking at my tomatillas, and then I had 2 plants out front that are my favorite that look really healthy. And I thought, I think I'm just gonna put those in back where those celery plants are. So in the midst of thinking that through, this is what I came up with. So what I did is I removed a big celery plant here and put one of my tomatillas from out front here, and then I removed another celery plant or lettuce plant that was there and just transplanted the tomatilla I had put over here because its roots haven't gotten too established. I do need to water it really good right now. So now I'm gonna let my tomatillas grow together in this little spot. It'll be perfect because I can stake them and trellis them to this fence. And most of the stuff that's in here is low growing and will like the shade once those plants get better. And then I also added, I have 2 extra of my favorite plants, the Napa Chardonnay cherry tomatoes out front, and they look really good, and I just couldn't let those go. So I planted 1 here, and then I replaced the tomatilla over here with this guy. I just love these tomatoes. So I'm excited that I'll have a plethora to eat from. And then I just had some extra daisies and basil out front that no one has claimed yet, and a King of the North bell pepper. So I just decided to bring those back here and plant them in my own garden. And if the rest of my plants don't get claimed, I may just come in here and interplant some eggplant among the flowers and interplant some peppers among the flowers and just see what happens. And that's just kind of how I roll, y'all. I have a plan and I adjust the plan. And when I see plants sitting out on my front porch that are looking lovely, I can't just let them sit there. I got to do something with them. So that's what I did. And now I'm signing off. Happy gardening, and I will see you later.